Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Whenever you're watching this, welcome to another 501 Witty podcast. I'm the host, Clyde III, also known as the Phoenix. As you can see, solo dolo. But not because the lack of love and attention to the channel is that, hey, people got to feed their families. People got obligations to take care of their actual responsibilities. That's their children, the wife, their significant other. Shout out to Bobby Timms. If y'all have not done so already, go over to Alluring Creations Photography. Get your photographs. It could be for weddings. It could be for graduations. It could be for upcoming special occasions. It could be for anything you got in your mind. Birthday show photo shoots. Alluring Creations Photography. I'll put the information below. Support your black people. Also, Bobby got some good cookies on deck. He got, turtle. He got cookies and cream. I know he has some kind of lemon, blueberry, ice, some strawberry, oatmeal, I believe, Heath. But yeah, any cookie order you can think of, here's the boy Bobby Timms. Once again, I have all the information in the description box. So your cookies and photography. Once again, Bobby Timms. He'll take care of you. Shout out to JD Hill. He cannot hear it either. He couldn't be here. But hey, that's no big deal. We're going to keep giving you guys content. But I'm going to quit running my mouth. We're going to move on to the actual topics that I have in my mind that I want to share with you. But before we go into those topics, remember, what I'm about to say, it is my opinion and my opinion only. These are not the shared and expressed views of Bobby Timms or anyone else that's been on this particular network. These are my opinions and my opinions alone. If you agree, disagree, or you may have your own opinion, please share your opinion in the comment section below. We'll go back and forth. Make sure you're, adult about it. We're not kids. We're not here to call each other names or just throw people underneath the bus. Have some comfortable adult discourse. But a lot of things that I want to cover in this podcast that, I'm not saying have been bothering me, but these have been recent things that I've been seeing. And reoccurring things as well. First and foremost, not saying this is all the topic or the talk that's been going on. It's just the Jeffrey Dahmer TV show series, limited series that's on Netflix currently. A lot of talk about boycotting and we shouldn't watch it, and you should think about the victims and the families that are being affected by this new production and the story being retold for the current generation and people who may not be aware of Jeffrey Dahmer as a serial killer that he was. And what you should do with this material. Some people say that it shouldn't even exist. Like I said earlier about boycotting, how, it's kind of, they think it's romanticizing or showcasing or just basically promoting harm being done to people of color. And sure, is that what he did back then? Yes. It was that unfortunate? Yes. Should you boycott it? I think we need to be careful. We have this strong stance about going against the grain and boycotting or canceling or not trying to participate across the board about certain things we feel so much emotionally involved or offended by. This whole cancel culture has kind of gotten out of control. I mean, sure, things should be a case-by-case basis, but pertaining to this particular web series or TV show, I should say, TV series on Netflix, I would kind of disagree about boycotting it. And here's why. Because let's say you have that stance and you want to boycott it because you don't like the way it's highlighting what he did to those victims. And you think about the families, how they're being affected by this stuff being revisited and being showcased on television. If you take that particular ground, then I have to ask you, should the same go for, let's say, Law and Order SVU? One of my favorite shows, from, like I said, the standard Law and Order, which started things back in the day, to Criminal Intent, like I said, SVU that we just spoke about, and now you got organized crime. Specifically SVU, that every episode touches on the unfortunate event that someone got sexually taken advantage of. You know, YouTube be tripping about the R word. And so I'm trying to just respect those people and the algorithms, and I'm not trying to have this video, shadow banned or circumvented below the surface because we said a particular word. But getting back to the topic, if you go that route with the same logic that you want to boycott the Jeffrey Dahmer TV series off, then you might as well stop watching SVU as well and feel the same way. They highlight, like I said earlier, about people being taken advantage of sexually every episode. So should those victims at home, who may have went through the same similar circumstance, and with you and the knowledge that you have about these things happening, should you boycott SVU too? Should you start watching any other show that highlights violence? For myself, personally, for those who don't know, my mother killed my father. And, domestic violence is a big thing, not only in the black community, but just as a whole in society. And there's plenty of shows that highlight those very actions, those very situations, and those very scenarios that arguments happen between couples. There's a particular level of anger and animosity amongst others, well, two people. And then someone just has a moment of a crime of passion and not thinking clearly or whatever leads these people to make those particular decisions. They unfortunately take the lives of their current spouse, ex-spouse, or even someone they just met. And so with that said, should you boycott those as well? Because if I'm at home with your same logic when it comes to the Jeffrey Dahmer situation, I could be offended. They're highlighting the murder of someone. Now granted, you may say, well, Slater or Phoenix, those people are fictional characters. Over here at the Jeffrey Dahmer situation, those people actually died. Sure, but I think two things could be true. These events that they're highlighting in SVU or other fictional television shows, they're still depicting actual events or everyday occurrences that happen in society. Put it down in script form, people are highlighted as far as from the actors and the actresses that play these roles, and of course the event takes place. I mean, you have CSI from back in the day up to now does the same thing. Every episode someone gets killed, there's an investigation, and of course there's an ultimate arrest at the end. However, they take events from reality that happens every day, and like I said, it's showcased, it's displayed, and you're at home, for those who do watch, enjoying the content. And so when it goes back to the Jeffrey Dahmer TV series, should you boycott it? I don't think so. And I understand, like I said, it's unfortunate to what happened to those victims back in the early 90s, late 80s. With that said, though, the TV show is bringing a lot of things to light that is still even present today. Case in point, there's one episode, I think it's episode 5. I think it's titled On Their Hands. I think that's what the name of the episode is. It's essentially highlighting the failures in the system at every level that unfortunately led to the demise of the victims. Case in point, with the police coming to the location. This is spoilers, guys, spoilers. Lack of investigation or taking this matter serious when the evidence and red flags were there. And read real quick. You have to quit looking at things from your lens of 2022 and think about how things were back in whatever time this particular TV show took place or any other TV show. But when it comes to the Jeffrey Dahmer situation, we're talking about the late 80s, early 90s. So the policing was a little different, and the overall temperature of the generation was different as well. So you may be watching it as a 19-year-old or someone who's 40, with 2022 lenses and think you should apply that same approach to what took place at that point. And so, yes, getting back to what I was saying about the episode that says on their hands, the failure on the police side, as far as, like I said, the investigation standpoint, that highlights that. It also touches on how his mother was being medicated from, I think it was like 24 different medications while she was pregnant with him. And now, once again, I'm not giving any excuse to Jeffrey Dahmer. So let's not get that confused. This is not, that dude was fucking disgusting. I mean, eating dicks, eating torsos, chopping up whatever, and putting that shit in the freezer, eating that shit, and while he's working in a chocolate factory. Hey man, that shit's nasty. Getting back to the overall perspective, it highlights also maybe the over medication that we are going through currently and what we were going through back then regarding over medicating people, because the chemicals in her body could have contributed to the development of his brain and the overall chemistry within his chemical makeup from a biological standpoint, as he, of course, developed from a toddler up to, of course, adolescence, preteens, teenager, and, of course, led to his overall disgusting actions as a young adult. Not an excuse. It's just highlighting that the decisions made at multiple levels of government, societal matters, and even getting to the household, the parenting was a big deal as well. The separation of parents, how divorce can affect your child or your children, and how even working too much can be a hindrance to the development of your children, or the lack of attention can be a hindrance to the overall development of your child. And as you can see in the episode and the series as a whole, there were various moments where he as an individual, A, could have seen some attention, B, could have got some help, or C, things could have been done a lot more in regards to investigation to stop him from doing what he was doing, or arresting him. And which is another thing they highlighted, as far as, when he was arrested, he would only serve X amount of whatever months, or he was even able to go to jail, work on a work release situation where he'll work during the day and spend the night in jail, and then, of course, be out back and forth like he was, like say, be able to go to work and be locked overnight in jail. So that was another failure. And also, whatever lack of opportunity he had, or his discharge from military, put him in a position where he's, of course, in a low-income environment. And so, with that said, he targeted what was around him. And in this case, it was unfortunately people of color, black people. And that was essentially his picking grounds. Because he probably would have did the same thing if he was in an affluent neighborhood. His desires were there. So he just chose what was nearby. And once again, at that time, that particular lifestyle, being gay, and the temperature and the way the minds of people were at that time, it made people uncomfortable to even investigate. Case in point is a scene where the police come to the house, and they was even afraid to even enter the apartment because they felt like if I go into this man's apartment, then I may come out gay. Fucking stupid as shit. However, that was the mindset of some people. They thought if I touch this person, I can get AIDS, or where the fuck they were thinking back then. So due to that particular mindset, once again, led to the lack of investigation, led to the lack of pursuit, and unfortunately put people in positions where ultimately they lost their lives due to that horrendous police work. Even if they did operate within the letters of the law. Like, for one example, is one woman, when she was trying to tell the police, when the boy was a teenager, he was lying saying he was a grown man. They didn't do their due diligence. They could have saved that boy's life. And of course, due to their failures, another victim was had by Jeffrey Dahmer. But I just want to touch on that because people just want to get to the point where we should cancel this or stop watching that. Yeah, you have the decision. It's your decision not to watch that particular series. However, just by you not watching that, you're still giving your money to Netflix with your monthly subscription. So what are you really accomplishing in the end? If it's $15 a month, $17 or $21 with ads, you're still giving your monthly subscription to the platform who's going to take your money in addition to everyone else that's bringing in the income to their particular pockets, and they're going to make more series anyway. So what are you really accomplishing? If you stop watching or don't watch the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff, you're still giving your money to Netflix. So, I mean, I don't understand what you're really accomplishing. Especially if you're not going to take that same energy and stop watching NBC with Law and Order SVU. Or are you going to go watch, you're not going to watch, let's say, A&E, when they have the first 48. I mean, that highlights the same type stuff. People lost their lives, gang violence, or just the ultimate violence in the streets of whatever city they're in. And sure, it's there to sometimes help close cases, but it's still people dying. The TV network, A&E in this case, is profiting off the death of people of color or people in general. And you at home, the viewer, or at home, glued to your television screen, giving them your viewership number, which tells them that you like what they're presenting. So they're going to keep going to Dallas, they're going to keep going to Memphis, Tulsa, Miami, and cover these cases. Because you at home are telling them that's what you want to see. Same thing goes with Law and Order SVU. I mean, they just had their season premiere, was it two Thursdays ago? So it's like you're telling them that's what you want to see. I mean, true crime is a big deal across not just TV, but even in podcasting. You can listen to any particular story where they cover various cases, and for some reason, as society, we've been loving this stuff for decades. So I just want y'all to just keep that in mind. Just think about that. You do have the choice in your own head. Hey, I don't want to watch this shit. I'm done. I ain't watching this. Then don't watch. That's cool. But to have the stance that I'm not, we should boycott. Keep that same energy from the other shows I just talked about. And any other show that depicts real life murder or the demise of people of color specifically, and they're profiting off of it. That's viewership, subscriptions, and overall, even some places they have merchandise. So keep that in mind. But before we transition to the next thing, I want to highlight just the overall channel again, the channel itself, 501 Witty. If of course you're watching, subscribe, share the link. We're also on Facebook. We're on Instagram as well. But since you're here watching, we drop every Sunday. We have the actual podcast that you're watching now. We also have the Ladies Lounge. Keep in mind we are transitioning in a different direction. But hey, more things to come when it comes to Ladies Lounge. We also have Wine Talk. And we have not forgotten about the skits out there, guys. Skits are still coming down the pipeline. But we can go to commercial break. I'm going to drink some more beer. It's been a long day. Hope everyone out there is having a good one. We'll see you on the other side.
What's up, YouTube world? Hey, this your boy E-Bob from 501 Witty coming at you for the one time. Do me a favor, head on over to that YouTube page, click that subscribe button, also turn your notifications on. Hey, we got so much content we want to share with you guys, and we don't want you to miss out. Thanks for your support and your likes and your views, man. One.
And we're back. Whatever Bobby put in between this particular last segment to now, listen to his instructions. Shout out to Sean T. Berry, all our previous guests, Keith Harper, King Matt, K.S. Richardson, Alex Brown, Anthony Baker, C. James Humphreys, Cameron Foster, excuse me, who was I forgetting? Darnell Pfeiffer, Dave Reeds, El Millie, who else? Arkansas Bo, Southwest Boaz. Who else? Olivia Disney. Going back to even Miss Carmen Bradford. Who else came through? Jeremy Rainey. Shout out to Eric Pace, Gary Austin. Y'all check him out at what's the damn name for this damn man channel? Just put Gary Austin in the search engines. YouTube, or even on Facebook. All the links are there for him. But I think that's about it. Yeah, Vanessa Lowe, Dreka Wrights. Who else? If I forget you, it's not because I don't care. We've had a lot of people come on the podcast. We appreciate everyone who's come on. This platform, this transition to what my next topic is put in place to highlight black entrepreneurs, creators, business people alike. We take what we do here seriously, especially myself, and I can speak on behalf of Bobby Timms as well. This channel started, like I said, at the base, just to provide laughs. Like I said, shout out to Bobby Timms. This is his idea. I came on 2 weeks later, and here you are with what we have. But my biggest thing with this channel is to continue giving black people the platform that they need to promote whatever they have going on. If it's positive, you've been in business 6 months or more, we'll fuck with you. We'll have you on, you discuss whatever you're going to promote, and hopefully people see it, and your company grows. Shout out to Zachary Nullins. Just thought about you. You were just on. We got some big things coming. Can't talk about it now, but trust and believe. Things are in the works. Back to what I'm saying. But one of the things that kind of disappoints me when it comes to our community, I'm talking about black people, I'm talking about you. If you're at home, if this does not apply, it doesn't apply. So don't fucking get offended. But a lot of people scream, and I use the terms, and this I take this from Kwame Brown. We talk about Wakanda forever. Y'all talking about Wakanda forever. You know, black power, black empowerment. We love our black people. But people don't live up to that shit. For example, when it even comes to this channel, I put every link every Sunday when we drop an episode on Facebook, Twitter. I put the information on, of course, Instagram, and also on YouTube. I drop it in multiple message groups. And for some reason, and I still don't understand, your own people just won't promote. They'll give their hard-earned money to various platforms on a monthly basis to strangers they don't even know, religiously. But when it comes to their own people, no support. It doesn't bother me all the time, but I can't lie and say it doesn't cross my mind how disappointed I am in our own people. Especially the ones you know, your family members. And this goes for this. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who may be watching this, they may understand and feel the same way. We have a lot of talented black people in Arkansas. And specifically in what we're doing here from an independent filmmaking standpoint. Our own people won't watch, won't share, or won't even seem that they're interested in anything that this person is doing. It boggles my mind. But the moment, let's say tomorrow, we're blessed with a big ass grant or some financial opportunity where we put on a bigger platform, I guarantee you the same motherfuckers that was ignoring you, they'll be in your fucking DMs, they'll call you on your cell phone, you'll be receiving text messages trying to inquire about what the hell you got going on or how they're so proud or now they're interested. Can I be a part of the team? Ooh, I want to be in the movie. Can you put me in the TV show? Oh, I want to come on the podcast. That's unacceptable. That's fucking ridiculous. Another thing that bothers me, as far as when it comes to our black people, is people are not valuing your time. What I mean by valuing your time is, there's only so much time in the day, right? And we dedicate much of it to whatever we need to take care of our business throughout the day. And by doing so, especially when it comes to myself, I chart out a lot of things that I have going on throughout the week, the month, the quarter, and of course if something down the line, let's say a year from now, needs to be done, I like to plan for those particular things so it won't come as no surprise. And so if I have something going on with you, and I make an agreement with you that I'm going to take care and help you out on your project or your particular obligation, you best believe and put it into my phone, in my calendar, I'm going to be there on time. I mean, a man that wears 2 watches. I can't be fucking late. There's no excuse. Because I value your time. Because I value my time. And I think you should value other people's time as well. Another example, in this line of work that we do, if you are preparing yourself for the next level and you want to be taken seriously, one of the biggest things that you should practice is being somewhere at a timely fashion. If you have a call time for 2:30, your black ass should be there at 2:30. If you have a call time for 9 o'clock in the morning, your black ass should be there at 9 o'clock in the fucking morning. If you are part of the crew and you're supposed to be there at 8:30 or 8 a.m., your black ass should be there at 8:30 or 8 a.m. If you're part of the crew and you're supposed to be there at 2:15 or 1:45 or 1 p.m., your black ass should be there at those appointed times that's been given to you by the first assistant director or the director himself, or you get to the big levels, you know, it could be the showrunner or whoever's calling the shots on this particular production. You have a appointed place of duty at that appropriate time, and your black ass should be there because people's times are critical and valuable. Because if you are late, that affects the overall production. If you are a guest, please, if they tell you to be there at 3 p.m., let's show up on time at 3 p.m., ready to go, camera ready, if possible, so we can get stuff going in production. Because people have other obligations after the fact. Because the longer you're on set, it runs into a particular providing of meals, hell, even runs into a situation you may have to provide lounging. But these things are critical that everyone's on time so we have a smooth production. Because here recently, not just for me personally, but I've seen it in other people's productions where crew is late, the actors are late, or the actress is late. That's unacceptable. You're not ready with your lines. You may not even looked at the goddamn script. How do you call yourself a professional or some level of professional? You can't even do the bare minimum of showing up on time and looking at the material that you're about to shoot. For example, I'm gonna show y'all something. As a writer, this shit don't come easy. We have to develop ideas as far as characters, plots, and me, the way I write, I'm very detailed as far as my character development, the outline for the first act, second act, and the third act. And when we start the process of writing, we have to develop what you're going to say on screen. And so with the love and care that we put into the script, we want you to do the same thing when it's coming to actually bring those characters to life. In order for you to do so, you have to look at the material. So like I said, value other people's time. I mean, if it's supposed to be Wakanda Forever or Black Power or I love my black people, that same stance that you people like to tout out there, keep that same energy when it comes to people that you see out here doing great things, not just in filmmaking from an independent standpoint. It could be somebody who has a pop-up, who does not lingerie. It could be just a boutique. It could be essential oils, bath. For shout out to Sade Kendrick. She was just on the Ladies Lounge. It could be body scrubs, beard oils. It could be you name it. A lawyer. It could be a school teacher. Whatever they got going on independently, just make sure you support your people. That's essentially it. I think that's it. Anything else I want to talk about? How about them Cowboys? They finally, they doing all right. Cooper Rush. I know Dak, you better come up, when you come back from injury, you better take care of that business because fuck around Cooper Rush take his fucking job. If they keep winning without Dak, he becomes less and less valuable. And he can fuck around and lose his job for real. Especially coming that first game back and ain't looking too hot. They'll bench his ass right back and bring Cooper Rush back out there to take care of that business. CeeDee Lamb and other guys. Razorbacks lost. Oh well. It was Alabama. It was expected. That's basically it as far as sports. NBA just started, so we got a long way to go as far as the Lakers and all the other shit that go on in the NBA. College basketball ain't started yet either, so ain't much to say about that. Any other things in pop culture that's worth mentioning? Nah. Kanye West doing stupid shit with the White Lives Matter t-shirts. Whatever they got going on with the fashion show. That motherfucker crazy. And we don't want to hear about wrestling. Keep that for another topic for Dave Reed's out there. And in the conclusion, House of Dragons. I can't even talk about that because that shit is great, but I don't know how many nerds in Game of Thrones we got out there. So I'm gonna wrap this shit up. Thanks for spending time with me. I just want to make sure you have content every week. Like I said, look forward to more Ladies Lounge in the future. A different kind of setup. I can't wait for you guys to see what we got going on for that. Like I said, more wine talks, more skits. And like I said, next time you see this podcast proper, it'll be me, Bobby Timms, and hopefully a guest that we bring on. But like I said, like the video. Of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And join the conversation below, please. Give me your feedback about Jeffrey Dahmer, what you think about the overall series. Are you going to boycott it? If you are, please talk about it below, and I'll definitely come back and forth with you. Keep it respectful. If you are watching it, give me your perspective, how you feel about it. What are you seeing from your angle? Because another thing to highlight too is it can make you more aware of red flags as well. Maybe I should make the decision. Maybe I should go down this particular situation. Maybe I should avoid this particular, contact or situation with this individual. So that's nothing it does. It highlights, hopefully making you aware of dangerous circumstances so you can avoid becoming a victim. And this is not me victim blaming. I'm just saying that we can sometimes maybe make decisions that put ourselves at risk. So you just got to be mindful of the world you live in and what's going on and who you're dealing with. But like I said, anything you have, put in the comment section below. I'm glad to go back and forth with you. Also, share your comments, your thoughts on just, valuing people's time. Do you need to work on it yourself? Have you just cut people off because you got tired of dealing with people who didn't want to take your time seriously, who didn't value your time? You just cut people off and say, I'm done with this motherfucker here. Fuck them. I'm just do me, do this. Let's see your thoughts below. But once again, my name is Clyde Wilson III, and I'm out this motherfucker. Peace.